Stop waiting for permission. Stop seeking validation from people who can't give you what you're truly looking for. I used to seek for approval in all the wrong places, and it kept me in a cycle of doubt and frustration. But here's the truth. Your validation has always been within you. In this video, I'll show you exactly how you can stop needing others to validate you and how you can start learning how to validate yourself. If you're tired of feeling like you're invisible or you're never enough, this is your wake-up call. Stick with me because I'm going to show you why you don't need anyone's approval and how to actually start validating yourself in a way that feels real. So why do we even seek validation in the first place? Wanting validation honestly comes from just existing in this world, being born. It starts when you're a kid with your family, with your friends, your community, and now social media, strangers online. People want likes, we want subscribers, we want views, we want people to see us, right? This has kind of taught us that we need other people to see us and we need other people to validate us to feel worthy. If we don't get someone else's validation, for some reason we start to feel like something's missing or something's wrong with us, and that's not true. We crave validation because we want to be loved and we want to be understood, accepted. But the truth is, nobody's gonna validate you the way that you can validate you. No one's gonna understand your story the way that you do. I realized that every time I was asking for approval or letting someone else's opinion weigh heavy on my mind, I was giving away my power. I was giving away my sense of security and relying on someone else. I've been there. I know what it's like to feel like you're not enough. I've been the sore thumb in the room, especially in white spaces. I've been the only dot in the room. I know what it feels like to feel like, okay, is there something wrong with me? Why me? Am I the one who, like, why am I out of place? Just asking so many questions and feeling like there's something wrong with me. And this even came to social media too. The other day I tried posting a TikTok of me just eating pizza, going to Little Caesars, little mukbang, because I love those types of videos. And if y'all want to see those types of videos, please let me know. Let me know what places to go to. But anyway, so I filmed the video and I'm starting to feel like a little self-conscious about it even while I'm filming the video. But I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna post it. So I post it and then I'm rewatching it and I'm like, eh. And then like I get one like, and then I see that like 50 people have swiped past it and just chose not to interact with it at all. And I felt so embarrassed. I just felt like a loser. I was like, why did I even post this? And I was just so embarrassed that I just straight up deleted it. And now that I deleted it and I can't like get it back on there, I regret deleting it. I wish that I just had left it and just to see what could have happened, because I didn't even leave it up for a full day, not even a full hour. And just knowing that I was just relying on likes and like a comment or engagement, like to determine if my content is like good enough or if I feel like my content is good enough. I don't know. I didn't like that feeling. I don't like that feeling at all. Of course, it's nice to feel others' support, but when that's all that you're relying on, I know that I just felt empty. Like, it was never enough. Like, no matter how many people tell me, like, oh my gosh, your hair looks good, or your outfit looks good, or this video is great, like, even if I got 100 likes, it's like, okay, I want 100 more. It wasn't until I realized that I had to stop relying on outside opinions. That's when I really started to develop a true confidence within myself. And this shift happened slowly. I mean, it wasn't easy. I had to start setting boundaries and leaving friendships and putting myself first. Here's the powerful truth. You are your own home. Nobody knows you like you do. Everybody else is just a guest in your life, and they only get to see a small fragment of you. They only get to see a small fragment of your personality. It took me time to realize that I'm the only one who gets to define my worth. When I began validating myself, I realized I don't need anyone else to tell me that I'm good enough. Yes, it's nice to hear someone say that you're good enough or you're great, but if I don't feel that within myself, their words don't even matter. You are going to be the hero in some people's stories, but then in other people's stories, you're going to be the villain. Some people you're funny, to some people you're boring. People are going to have their opinions about you, and that's totally okay. We have to learn to let those go. We can't control how other people perceive us. I noticed this when I was stuck in a cycle of needing others to approve, like my career, my outfits, the way that I wear my hair. And I knew I was stuck in this cycle of just needing others to confirm my worth. But here's the catch. When you rely on external validation, you become dependent on it. It's like a drug. The more that you get, it's never enough. The 100 views, the 1,000 views will never be enough. You'll always want more. You'll always want people to tell you that you look good or that you're doing the right thing. And it doesn't matter who tells you, you'll still want to ask someone else. You'll say, man, I don't know what to do about him. He treats me wrong. And then you ask all your friends, and all your friends tell you that he literally sucks, and then you still don't break up with him. But anyway. Start by trusting yourself. You're the only one who truly knows who you are. When you stop looking for others to validate you, you validate yourself. And you can finally listen to your own inner voice. You are the one who is in control of your worth. I realized that trusting myself meant that I didn't need permission anymore. I didn't need anyone's permission to do anything. I gave myself the freedom to make mistakes, to grow, to learn, to express myself. And I just didn't need to constantly be looking over my shoulder for someone else's approval when I have my own. You decide your standards. You decide your values. You decide what you align with. Don't let anyone else tell you what's acceptable for you. I began to set my own standards, especially when it came to how I wanted to be treated. Like, even my views don't align with some of my family's views, and it's like, wow, like, you would let me be treated like this, but I will not let myself I will not allow myself to be treated like this. And that's okay. I stopped tolerating negativity from other people and started to really pick who I wanted to be around me and asking myself, is this person supportive? And I started just to live on my own terms, and I really have never been happier. Take care of yourself in ways that make you feel good, whether it be yoga, journaling, like a spa treatment, self-care, hair, like whatever it is, just do something that makes you feel like loved and makes you feel that self-acceptance. For me, self-care really meant taking the time to connect with myself and just ask myself, what do I want out of this life? How do I want to show up as my highest and just best self? And I took that time through journaling, trying different forms of exercise, like just like working out and yoga. And I also just, like I said before, I express myself with like makeup and not wearing makeup, growing out my body hair, shaving my body hair. And now I've got to a point where I no longer need to prove my worth to anybody. Now I'm going to challenge you to start validating yourself every day. And here's how you can do it. Affirmations. Every morning, say to yourself, maybe in the mirror, maybe you do it first thing when you wake up, maybe on your way to work. Just tell yourself, I am worthy. I am enough. And I love who I am. Just tell yourself those, 3 things? 4 things? 1, 2, 3. 3. Tell yourself those 3 things. And you can even write these affirmations. Do it for 7 days and just see how you feel. Next thing that you can do is celebrate your wins, no matter how big or small. Maybe you made it to work on time. Maybe you got a promotion. Maybe you are picked for a project, or maybe your video does really well. Just celebrate yourself. And even if you just like posted your first YouTube video or made your first sale, just be proud of yourself and congratulate yourself. You can tell yourself, I'm proud of myself for doing that. Number 3 is to set boundaries. And this is one of the more tougher ones, but I promise you, once you actually start setting these boundaries in place, the easier it gets. And boundaries are really here to protect you. I have a full video on boundaries and why you need them. If you want to go watch it, go watch it. But this is a huge step in just proving your value to yourself and understanding that you don't need anyone else's approval to have your own value for your own well-being. And one of the biggest ones is to practice self-compassion. If you make a mistake, or if you like become embarrassed, or you're just not where you want to be, it's okay. Like, don't be your biggest hater. You need to be your biggest lover, your biggest supporter, your best friend. Hating on yourself, criticizing yourself to an extent to where you are just depressed and you aren't achieving the goals that you want to achieve, it doesn't do anything. It doesn't help you at all. Treat yourself with the same kindness that you would treat with a friend. Self-compassion is a form of self-validation. I've been practicing this really within the last year, just really heavy with going to therapy, placing boundaries, moving, putting myself in certain situations. Like, I know what I want out of life, and I don't need anyone else to tell me that I'm good enough, or I'm worthy of it, or I'm deserving, because I know that for myself. I know for a fact that I'm worthy and I'm more than deserving. So to recap, stop seeking validation from others. Don't wait for anyone else to validate you. Just go ahead and validate yourself. You have always had the power within you. You've always been worthy. Set your own standards, and most importantly, just show up for yourself and love on yourself. Now I want to hear from you guys. Are you guys going to do the 7-day challenge? Let me know how it goes for y'all. In what ways have you learned to validate yourself, or just learn how to stop giving a flip about what everyone else is saying? Until the next video, guys, remember, trees, no leaves.